Hi guys. Hi guys. This is me, his daughter, and I'm going to be interviewing him and doing a movie review. So
my name is Scott Salvotti.
Scott Salvotti, yeah.
Salvotti is the interviewee.
Okay, yeah. We're going to do an interview. Alright, so Cabin on the Woods, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, on a rate to 5, what would you give it?
I thought the Cabin in the Woods would probably be a 4. And I can't really, if we're doing quarters, it's pretty close to a 5. I'm going to say, 4.5 stars. Maybe, I'm going to say between 4 and 5 stars. So it's definitely a good movie. So it's
What was it like any funny scenes or like action scenes or anything?
It's not really a comedy. The movie is basically, Seth, please leave. The movie's it's if you see the trailers, it seems like it's going to be, it's got the horror.
It's scary, yeah.
Well, it's got all the elements of a horror movie. Like if you've seen any of the classic Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And which I know you have.
Yeah.
Being 9 and all.
Almost 10.
There's a lot of layers and depth to this movie that makes it interesting. When I first went to see it, I didn't know. All I knew is on IMDb, is the Internet Movie Database. It got an 8, and usually any movies over 7, especially 8, is usually pretty good. And there was 24,000 reviews, and these are fans. So I said, there's got to be something about this movie. It can't just be a typical horror movie. So I went and saw it.
Did you have? Yeah, twice. Yeah.
I gotta see it again. So there's some layer and depth to this movie. I'm not gonna say too much. I think you kind of get an idea of some of it when you're watching the reviews or the scenes behind the scenes. But it's pretty interesting.
What?
And I think most people would find it that like this classic genre.
Do you know what kind of monsters were like in there?
I can't divulge any of that information because it gives too much of the story, and that's not the idea of this. All I can tell you is that the only clue I'll give you is it's not just a horror movie. I'd say it's got a little, I want to say, occult sci-fi to it, which you wouldn't think. So that's the only clue I'll give you. They don't really talk about too much about the characters in the movie, so without spoiling the movie, I can't give you that information. All I can tell you is it's definitely worth watching. So again, it was given an 8 by the IMDb goers. I agree with that. If I were going to give it 5 stars, I'd say 4 to 5. It's somewhere in there. If I was going to give it a grade, I'd give it an A-, maybe an A. It's really good, and I think it's going to be a movie that if you like and go with it, you're going to love it. If you don't quite buy into it, you're not. So.
Do you think it was like really, really scary or like?
It's almost like tongue-in-cheek scary because it's almost like it's so scary. There's some scenes that are scary, but there's so much to it that I think the goer knows more than they need to. So I wouldn't take a kid to it like you. Yeah. But
would you like take a teen or something?
Definitely, teenage would love this. Any real moviegoer or person that understands movies and the depth to stuff would like it, but I wouldn't take a kid just because as much as I'd like to, it just, there are some gory scenes, but it's very creative, very, very well thought out. Some good heavy actors. One of the actors is Thor. Forgot his name. Surprising, Sigourney Weaver shows up in this movie later on in it. She's, which my daughter doesn't know, she was made famous as Ripley in Aliens, and was she an alien? I guess she was in all the Alien trilogies. So. Or it's not even a trilogy; it's like a quadrilogy. So, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and stop it because I'm about to shoot my son.